Shalom, all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, Bashem Rakak Wadash. My name is Yakalba from Plaintables Camp in Philly. Now, this is, probably going to name this, let's see, Alexander and the Mingled People. Something along those lines. So I'm going to go into in this lesson on an example of how you can replace a population. Then I give examples of mingled people. All right. As it's written in Maccabees, we brought that out yesterday at camp. When they came into power, evils were multiplied in the earth. All right. And when Esau takes over a land, it says Psalms 49:11, their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. All right. So as soon as they get a land, they rename the land when they conquer. All right. Or to say they call lands after their own name, because the word Their is not really there. It says they call lands after their own names. All right. So, and it started a lot with Alexander. So the examples I have here is, look at this map. The scriptures talk about mingled people. All right. And one way they got mingled was because of Alexander. All right. So you look around Turkmenistan, Azerbaijan, Georgia, Kazakhstan, all these stands here. All right. When you look at a lot of these people, they look diverse. All right. And I believe I'm here in Tajikistan. All right. So there. So we look up Tajikistan people. You see here. All right. You look, sort of Edomitish, Asian looking. Look here, look, Edomitish, Asian, maybe Indian looking, Moabite looking. See, just showing the example of how diverse these people look. All right, because their seed is mixed. All right, and you're not going to really know, because the seed is determined by your father. All right. Looks sort of like mainland Spanish looking, Indian to Edomite looking. All right. Got the skin complexion of an Edomite, but he look sort of Asian looking, Indian looking. All right. Because these people are mingled. The Bible refers to them as mingled, because you're not going to find Uzbek, Kazakh, Azerbaijan, Georgia, Afghanistan, Tajikistan. You're not going to find that in the Bible. All right. And all these people are going to be subject to the nation of Israel. So if the Bible doesn't mention these nations by name, it's because they either changed their name or they're referred to as the mingled or mixed people. All right. Meaning they married each other. They came together, and their husbands took wives of other nations, and their daughters took husbands of the other nation, and they ruled together as one people. All right. Now, this is what the Bible says. All right. Here's another example of two different nations coming together. It says the woman was a Greek. This is Mark 7:26, a Syrophoenician by nation, and she besought him that would cast forth the devil out of her daughter. Now, this woman was an Israelite. All right? Because it tells you that she was healed. If I'm not mistaken, right? Yeah. Syrophoenician said the name of a mixed nation, half Phoenicians and half Syrians. All right. Now, within both of these nations, you had ethnic Israelites, all right, on their father's side that were Israelites, all right, amongst the Syrophoenician or the Syrophoenician people. All right. So they took to themselves wives and husbands of the other's nation, and they became one people. All right. So you wouldn't really be able to tell by looking directly at them and say, well, this one's Phoenician and this one's Syrian, or this one's a Canaanite and this one's from Aram. All right. That's the biblical names. All right. So when two or more nations come together and they start marrying each other, they're going to get all mixed up and you're not going to know who's who. All right. Because you could have the features of one nation, but that spirit in them will actually be the other nation. So there's no way you would know. All right. So we're going to look up some more mixing. It's Jeremiah 25:19. Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and his servants and his people and his princes and all his people and all the mingled people and all the kings of the land of Uz. All right. Now we look up mingled. The word there is Irab. Irab means mixed. All right. Let's see. Mingled Irab 6153. 6153 Irab means mingled. All right. It means sunset because the evening is is dark and light. So that mixture together makes it even or dusk. All right. Let's see what we got here. Grow dark. All right, go into the word. All right, so Ezekiel, we got Ethiopia and Libya and Lydia. That's in Asia Minor, and all the mingled people. 6153 mingled. All right, mingled. All right, now I have, I think it was Jeremiah. Mangled. Got a Greek word. No occasion not going to the Greek. We got here. We got sumiktos. All right, so I took this word, put the Greek study tool. Sumiktos. Or sumikatos. 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 Commingled. Mixed, commingled, mixed. All right, let's go back to those pictures. All right, everybody likes pictures. So you kind of can't tell white or black. They're like, you could say Edomite, Asian, Indian, East Indian, Moab to Esau. There's a little more Asian Indian there. Yeah, but you get the point. The variations of how these people look. Why do Chazak's people look European? Oh, see, I didn't see that there. Yeah, so yeah, some of them they're mixed basically. All right, it shouldn't be really a mystery by now. I pretty much proved that through the pictures and through the words. All right, so this let me co-mix. Let me see. I looked co-mix up. Commingle. I think I deleted it. Commingled. Why I keep going to Greek? It's just English. Commingled, mixed, blended. And the dust had mingled with the rain. Mingle. To mix, to blend. All right. So that's the word. In Jeremiah 25:20, and all the mingled people, or all the mixed people. All right. So that led me to that Greek word down here. All right. Sumi katos, which means mixed, commingled. And it says promiscuous, having characterized by many transient sexual relationships. That's another good point too. So it's referring to the people mixing themselves with another nation. All right, the act of actually having sex. So now they're mixed up. You don't know exactly what nation their father is because they mixed. Promiscuous and commingle, mixed. All right, so that led me to let's see, where are you at? Right there, the Greek. All right, and then I click the translation for a certain line, and we got sumi kotos. And it led me to the English translation. It says, while Philip, so this is a historical event of Alexander the Great repopulating an area and expelling the people out. Because you kind of wonder, like, wow, how did the Greeks all become so-called white people? All right? Or a mixed population where they look more so kind of white or Caucasian looking. Right? So here's an example. All right. While Philip was making an expedition against Byzantium, Alexander, though only 16 years of age, was left behind as regent in Macedonia and keeper. So Byzantium, if this is a Byzantium that I'm thinking of, is actually very old. All right. And that's what it says Byzantium here. They may have been called by a different name, but it says Byzantium in the Greek. Alexander, Macedonian, keeper of the royal seal, and during this time he subdued the rebellious Mede, and after taking their city, drove out the barbarians, which are more than likely Japhites. All right, or Japhite, because Japhet inhabited the land. All right, settled there a mixed population, or Irab, mixed, and named the city Alexandropolis. All right, so I looked up Alexandropolis. He says he was also present at hard word Chaironia, and took part in battle against the Greeks. All right, so how did Alexander conquer the Greeks, the actual native Greeks that were the seed of Japhet? All right, through war. So I looked up Alexandropolis, and check this out. Alexandropolis, in the Thracian region of the Medians, was the first town founded in 340 BC by Alexander the Great. He was 16 years old after defeating the local Thracian tribe, and he called them barbarians. All right, so there you go. That's that labeling thing, and they were Greeks. As a region, its name was chosen by analogy with the Philoppolis, the town of Thrace founded by Alexander's father, Philip II. He expelled the locals and settled a mixed population. All right. So if your mind was racking around, why do so many Europeans look like so-called white people? Why do some of them, the ones in this region, look sort of mixed? All right. This is why. And this was done on large scales. This kept happening over and over again. All right, so burn this into your head. Why do the Europeans look like so-called white people? Why do some of them look mixed when you start going toward the east? Read again. He expelled the locals and settled a mixed population. All right, that's why. All right, and you go back to the Greek, or the English translation. He settled there a mixed population and named the city Alexandropolis. All right. All right. Now when you go down, some more information on how the Edomites, or that look, that Cesare Borgia look, the Edomite look, the so-called white man look, got into Greece, Italy, Europe. In consequence of these exploits, as was natural, Philip was excessively fond of his son, so that he even rejoiced to hear the Macedonians call Alexander their king. So, yeah, Philip was, I guess, getting kind of jealous of his son, because his son was rising up to be great, even greater than he was. But Philip, their general, however, the disorders in his household, due to the fact that his marriages and amours carried into the kingdom the infection, as it were, which reigned in the women's apartments, produced many grounds of offense and great quarrels between father and son, and these had bad temper among Olympians. All right. So we look up amours, due to the fact that he had marriages and amours. This is secret or illicit love affairs or lovers. All right. And he was, having sex with a lot of women of the other nations. All right. The most open quarrel was brought on by Attalus, the marriage of Cleopatra, a maiden whom Philip was taking to wife, having fallen in love with the girl when he was past the age for it. All right. So it's a lot of information here. All right. Europe became more, Caucasian looking because of, marriages, different concubines, Alexander and his father had, and the Romans did the same thing. All right. He conquered the city, expelled the inhabitants, the native Greeks, and called the land after their own name. All right. And the mixed population was what? You had Edomites mixed with Japhites, or the Edomites mixed with the Yuan, the native Greeks. It says, a town of Thrace founded by Alexander's father, Philip II. So Alexandropolis was founded by Alexander. He expelled the locals and settled a mixed population. All right. So that's it. That's how he saw, conquered Europe. All right, by expelling the inhabitants, expelling the locals, and having sex with part of them, expelling, going to war, taking them captive, making them concubines, and pretty much replacing them, all right, through war and through sexual replacement by having sex with the women in the land or bringing in their own people. All right. So that has been a lesson on Alexander and the mingled or mixed people. So I hope you were edified. Go back up here to the next lesson. Shalom.